Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different again. The weather on the Isle of Wight today is absolutely grim. It is grey, it is miserable, it is pouring down, but I sort of feel like I haven't got out lately and I haven't done many sort of vlogs. I haven't been out taking as many photos as I'd like to be doing. Been doing loads of studio work, but haven't been out there in the wild. So today I've got no real plan. I'm just going to take you along for the ride. Hopefully it's going to be cool. I've got absolutely no idea where we're going to head today. We're probably going to get a little bit of coastal. We'll probably get a little bit of woodland as well. We'll just have an explore and see how it goes. If the weather dries up just a tiny bit, if it stops raining, we might get some really great reflections, but we'll just have to see what we can find. Anyway, you're along for the ride. I'm really excited. I'm sure we'll get some good stuff anyway. Let's give it a go and find out. I'm starting today's adventure in Ryde on the Isle of Wight, and I'm already glad I did. The reason I love Ryde is it never fails to give you a chance to photograph something unusual. I've been out only 5 minutes and I've already run into over 100 Santas. This is amazing. I didn't have a clue that this was happening and I'm already hooked. Sometimes you just get lucky with what you find when you've got a camera in your hands. Watching them dance around is weirdly hypnotic. This is one of those moments where you've got a chance to shoot something you don't see every day. I'm going to try to catch the atmosphere and excitement of the event. There's a buzz in the air and I'm here for it. Looking for the right shot is like a festive game of Where's Wally right now. Here's my first shot. What I was aiming for with this shot is a composition building on layers. Even if everyone is dressed the same, you still need to have a think about how you want the shot to look. What drew me to this shot in particular is the way the vibrance of the red suit sets off the unforgiving sky. The sea of Santas gives you a sense of the scale of the event, and the umbrella in the bottom corner shows you the spirit of fun that's in the heart of this event. In terms of street photography, this is the kind of shot I really love. It's weird, unique, and a little bit mad. This is one of the reasons I love Ryde. It's the spirit of the place. The rain's falling, but everyone's still well up for a bit of fun. It turned out this is the annual Santa Dash, and I'm going to find a spot near the start of the race and try and pick out a few characters from the crowd. Sometimes you only get a few seconds to decide how you want to shoot a scene, and this is one of those times. I'm starting around 1/400th of a second to try and freeze the actions as people go running past. I want to pick my shots, but I soon realise it's one of those times to hit the burst mode and let the camera do the heavy lifting. Here's a couple of shots from the run past. Hats off to everyone that took part. You've brought a little bit of sunshine to a rainy day. Okay. Let's get back to something more like I expected. One of the things I really enjoy about days like this is it's all about making photos manifest out of what's around you. Photography isn't just about knowing your settings and funky editing, it's also about observation, finding the abnormal in normality and making it manifest in a photo. I've not been out long and I've spied this old wreck on the beach. It's been stormy lately, so I'm guessing it's washed up. Let's go check it out. While I'm walking over, let me throw in a quick disclaimer. The number one challenge for a day like today is keeping your gear dry. I'll walk you through what I've brought with me a little bit later on in the video, but it's worth saying, I'm not encouraging anyone to rush out into the storm with their fancy new camera. What a find! And look at the name, amazing! Who remembers this guy? Vintage only fools and horses at its best. Imagine naming your boat after a character famous for sinking on every ship he ever went in. During the war, just to have it sink and wash up on a beach. The question now is how to make the best of it. There's a myth in photography that the best photographers are like snipers with their lenses. One shot and it's perfect. Let me tell you, it is not true. If you've seen the contact sheet for any of your favourite photographers, you'll know it's worth taking more shots than you think you'll need. There's nothing worse than getting back to the studio, thinking you've got the shot, uploading your work and finding out you've not pulled off the stunner that you think you have. So I'm going to try a few different angles and I'm going to see what works. This is the beauty of digital cameras. You can try new things without any limits. Here's the shot I liked best. It's not perfect, but in the context of wanting to get out and shoot on a rainy day in December, I'm pleased with it. I think it's always important to critique your own shots, and with this one, if I wanted to improve it, I'd have preferred if the tide had done me a bit more of a favour and set the shot up with a bit more of Ryde in the background. But I like the detail. I love the name of the boat and the joke of it being a wreck. It's definitely worth braving the rain for. Okay, time to head further down the beach. The rain has definitely set in now, but this is a subject I wanted to get to. Aptly towering Ryde, I'm pretty sure is the last remains of an old house that was down here on the beach. It must have been one hell of a house to have its own castle tower on the seafront. I am literally dripping in rain right now. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but it's pretty wild out here. It's going to be a neat trick just to keep the lens clear. In fact, that brings me back to gear. So today, I've decided to come out with just my camera, my trusty G9 Mark II. I'm running an Olympus lens, it's the first of theirs I've ever had and I'm fully in love with it. I've decided I'm going to limit myself to just that for today. It's so wet out here. I mean, I trust the weather sealing on my camera, but let's be honest, you never really want to put it to the test. There's also something really satisfying about committing to one lens for a day as well. It ups the challenge. I mean, no one wants to make things harder for themselves, but where there's more challenge, the payoff is better. What I'm hoping for here is to frame this shot in a black and white monochrome sort of way, drawing out the detail of the sand and the tower, and using the trees as a transition into the lighter featureless sky. And through the magic of YouTube, here it is. Okay, critique time again. This shot is pretty much exactly what I was going for. I love the texture of the sand and the tower and the way the trees play off against the sky. Did I manage to keep the lens dry? That would be a no. But I don't mind how the slight blurring of the rain on the lens impacts the shot. It's got a dreamlike quality, and when you're working with a fairy tale castle, that's never a bad thing. One more shot before I head out of Ryde, and this is it. The pier here is pretty iconic. I've been waiting for some repair work on the lights to finish. Standard council job, it feels like it's taken years. You can see why it was worth the wait. The way the rain turned the wooden boards into almost a mirror, the glow of the headlights in the distance from the car, the leading lines of the rails. Okay, let's grab this shot before I get run over. Again, I'm going to play with some different angles here. I can see the shot in my mind, I just need to find it. I don't know if you can see this on the film, but the rain is pretty much coming down sideways now. Look at it blowing across the scene. So let me show you two versions of the shot. This is what I mean about playing with framing in the camera. I'm not sure which one I prefer. Do me a favour, throw a comment on this video and let me know which one's for you, number 1 or number 2. They've both got great reflections and I love the angle of the first one, but the leading lines of the second, maybe it works better. I don't know. Okay, there we go, that's number 1 done. How lucky were we to run directly into the Santa run today? That's pretty cool, right? The weather is still coming down, everything is soaked, I'm soaked. When I've been out there, I've had a bit of a chance to have a think about where I'm going to go next. So here's the plan. From here we're going to go to Firestone Copse, which is a local woodland, get a bit of cover from the rain, from the trees hopefully. It's one of my favourite places on the island, so the photography there is always good, so that's going to be a nice little challenge in this weather. And then after that we're off to Freshwater Bay. Freshwater Bay's got to be one of the most iconic locations on the island and is genuinely breathtaking in any weather, so hopefully that'll be cool. High tide should be coming in as well, so it should be some good drama there as well. Alright, good stuff, let's hit the road and I'll see you there. You can see from the drive over that despite the weather, the autumn colours on the island are still very much on display. Even on a day like this, it's a beautiful place to be. This is why I love getting out to shoot. Even if I don't find the perfect shot, it's still stunning. Here we are. So welcome to Firestone Copse. As you can see on the drive over, the colours here this time of year are absolutely fantastic. So there's some high hopes we'll get some decent shots. It is absolutely lashing down again though, so we're going to have to try and dodge the rain, keep the camera as dry as we can. Hopefully it's waterproof. If you never see another video, you probably know it wasn't. No, I'm sure it will be. Alright, good stuff guys, I'm going to jump out of the car, me and Beans are going to get out and have a bit of an explore. Wish me luck. I'm going to keep this bit of the video short. There's nothing fun about watching a guy walk in the rain, and oh man, is this rain. The footpath is literally like a river. Despite the rain though, you've got to admit the colours are still striking. In a way, the rain might even have made them a bit more vibrant. I'm going to quickly capture this shot and then bolt back to the car. Beans is looking at me like a mad being out in this weather. Here we go. Was it worth it? I'll let you decide, but I definitely like the colours and the path leading off into the distance. It poses the question, where does it lead? Maybe that's the learning from today. Rainy shots in stormy weather makes for fairy tale scenes. That's weather, right? There you go, that's Firestone Copse, you know, be a photographer, they said. Get out and enjoy nature, they said. No, it's a fun day. All right, cool, one last stop then. We're gonna head over now to Freshwater Bay on the other side of the Isle of Wight. We get some awesome weather down there, so hopefully we'll get some crashing waves. I don't know, we'll see what we get when we get there. But yeah, beautiful stuff, let's give it a go. The weather is grim, but how cool is this place? I'm not actually going to grab any shots here. Everything is soaked. My lens is covered in rain, and I think we're getting close to the end of our day. But I wanted to leave this in the video just because of how awesome this bit of coastline is. Oh, and the way the waves crash in here, let me see if I can get you a bit of a closer look. Woo! So that was weather. So that was chasing photography at a very, very stormy Freshwater Bay. Beans and I just got absolutely drenched, so we're going to call that a day. Has it been the greatest day for photography? I don't know. Has it been an absolute blast trying? It absolutely has. And that's what photography is all about. Okay guys, until next time, I will see you again.